This 13th hole of the East Course at Royal Melbourne, and the gentleman next to me is Melbourne's Mr. Golf, Bruce Green. Welcome to the show, Bruce.
Thank you, Sam.
He's had over 30 years of teaching experience, and today we want to look at some of the major swing wreckers that you see amongst your students. And golf zoners, if you recognise yourself in these, we're also going to hopefully give you the cure as well. Bruce, what's the first major swing wrecker that you see?
I think probably the main one I've seen over the years is that most of the average golfers, they have too much body movement. Their body tends to move away from the ball a lot and through, or they may lift up off the ball a little too much. But in the main, they get themselves into such a big wind-up position, they feel powerful, and then they thrust back at the ball. The problem is that little ball's not moving. What we like to do is try and copy the best players. The best players stay over the ball and coil. You feel like you haven't got power, but you're not wasting power, and your consistency level increases dramatically.
Bruce, why do people feel the need to sway off to the right in the backswing there and then back through?
Well, as I said, it's that feeling of power, that feeling of a big wind-up where you get yourself into a strong, you feel very strong and powerful. The problem is you haven't got the power that you think you have. And not only that, it encourages too much body movement coming through. So in the end, that little ball's staying still and you're moving all over the top of it. That makes it hard to get the ball in the middle of the club face, and you're not going to get full power unless the ball is hit in the centre of the club face.
Okay. Have you got a drill that could help our viewers counter that problem?
I have. I use this drill a lot, and I think it's good for all golfers, from the best to the worst, is to get the feet together and to practice hitting golf shots with the feet together. And after a while, you'll realise that if you've got too much body movement, you'll fall over.
Yep.
So you train yourself to be here and swing a lot more with your arms until eventually you can incorporate your arms with your body in a position of coil over the ball. Then you don't waste power, you become more consistent.
Fantastic. Now, Bruce, could you show us your next big swing wrecker that you see?
Well, one of the other ones that I notice is a lot of golfers, in the first movement of the takeaway, lift the club up very quickly. They do that anxiety, they do that because they're tense in the shoulders and tight in the body, so the only way to get back is to do it with their hands.
What does that tend to produce?
Well, what that produces is a very sharp angle coming back on the backswing, and they either maintain that into a very steep swing, take a deep divot, or they'll take it up very sharp and then they'll throw it to correct it. And in the end, one, they've lost their power, and two, they end up scooping off the back foot. So they end up with this position here. So the club is sweeping up on the ball.
Okay. Now, could you show us how to make the correct takeaway, what to focus on?
Well, once the position is set up and the hands are nicely on top of the grip, the body's balanced with the feet the width of the shoulders, the takeaway should be a one-piece unit. Everything works together as the hips turn, the hands and arms are taking the club back to a position around hip high. We can't get any further without cocking the wrist. So that cocking should happen naturally from around hip high and continue through to the top of the golf swing.
Bruce, could you please hit a shot for us demonstrating the right sort of takeaway? Now, it's a very windy day here down at Royal Melbourne, but it still looks very balanced and poised. Moving on to your next big swing wrecker that you see.
The next big swing wrecker is a lot of golfers tend to stare the ball down. They're trained to look at the ball. Keep your head down, keep your eye on the ball. So what they do is they keep their head down, their eye on the ball, and they dip their shoulder, and they leave too much weight on the front side. They cannot hit the ball now unless they move back to the back foot, which means they're going to come up and hit the ball on the head. We're hitting on an upward movement. That is a very bad fault. More often when they do it, their left arm is bending badly, then they've got to correct back the other way. That's the wrong way to go.
Yeah, that sounds like the dreaded reverse pivot that I think we've heard
Absolutely.
so much about. What is the cure for that, please?
Best way is to tilt the head slightly to the right and to take that smooth one-piece takeaway where your weight shifts to the inside of your right foot. If you can feel the majority of weight on the inside of the right leg with the hips turning, you've now achieved the right position at the top. From there, you've got all the time and the room to come back and make good contact.
Fantastic. One more quick one I think we've got time for.
Yes, another one is that players tend to either take the club outside the line of flight, which is at the target, or they'll take it inside the line. On both occasions, if they do that, they have to make a dramatic return, and therefore a lot of golfers will swing across the ball to recover. In the end, they either pull the ball left out of the heel, or they slice the ball off to the right.
And the cure for that?
The cure for that is to take this unit again. So what we keep getting back to is good setup, one-piece coil will put you back in the correct position. But if you don't coil and you take it back with your hands, you'll either go outside or you'll drag it inside.
Bruce, there's some fantastic information there for a lot of our GolfZone viewers. I think we saw a lot of commonalities in your instruction there, and we do hope that that helps you at home avoid